All right. The right to self-defense, of course, is a natural reaction to life-threatening situation. Also, that most Nigerians are concerned following the insecurity challenges across the country. Also, recently, precisely last Wednesday's Federal Executive Council, the federal government came out clear that the federal government stopped negotiations with bandits because for them the kidnappers use this money for ransoms to equip and rearm themselves. With the development, what is the next move?
I can tell you that we have suggested in the past that the government shouldn't pay ransom to kidnappers. Yes, we know to the families of those that are being kidnapped, these things might not be good for them to hear. But the reality is, if we continue, or if the government continue to pay ransom to kidnappers, I can tell you that the kidnapping will never stop in Nigeria, because it has turned to become a lucrative business. Don't forget, before now, it used to be kidnapping on the roads. They used to block the roads, major highways. Once people are passing, then you stop, they kidnap one person and run into the bush, demand for little amount of money, up to as low as 50,000 they were given that time, and they release the people. But as they progress, they realize that it is a simple way of getting money. They grew to the number of going to houses to pick people, and now graduated to the level of going to schools to pick children in hundreds and ask for money in hundreds of millions of naira, and then quietly the government give to them and deny giving them, but then they are giving to them. And once they do that, they discover that it is the easiest way of making millions. You can turn a millionaire in 24 hours if for them. So that they realize, and they are now recruiting more hands to help them in doing that and collecting more money. And as they collect that money, they realize that the fighting power of the armed forces or the security personnel against them is very, very high. So they needed to equip themselves very well, because it is a business. If you are doing your business, you have to protect that business. So they also resort to buying weapons, and then even like they make claims that they even have more weapons and bigger weapons than the members of the armed forces. And they've tried that by shooting down an aircraft. You know that the aircraft that was shot down along Kaduna Zamfara the other time, they make bold before the shooting to say that they have the equipment to bring down aircraft, and then I think government took it for a joke. They thought they are joking, and they actually brought down the aircraft. That shows how much fighting power they possess. So giving them money means providing them with more weapons, and also it means increasing in the kidnappings. Not giving them money means shutting them down, not having sufficient funds to buy the weapons. As their weapons are getting finished, they don't have money to buy another ones. It will be easier for the government to go in, or security agencies to go in and get them arrested, or neutralizing them, as the latest word, neutralizing them, that is to say, killing them. So I think I am with the government. Like I said, we've advocated for such in the past so many times, that they shouldn't be giving money. When Governor of Kaduna, Nasir El-Rufai, took the bold step of saying that he's not going to negotiate with any bandit and he's not giving a dime to any bandit, a lot of Nigerians come against him and then bombard him with a lot of bad word and insult. Now the federal government is taking up the same line he taught, because that is just the best way out of this present situation. The world over, kidnapping for ransom. If you check America, kidnappings has been something that has been there for a very long time. We've seen them in movies and things like this in the US. But at the end of the day, you find out that the kidnappers don't get the money. Even if they get the money, they end up being arrested and recovering the money back. So this is the situation. But in the Nigerian case, you only give them the money, they go, you don't recover the money, and you don't get the kidnappers themselves. But in some few cases, you get the people that you paid the money for. So it is the right thinking. It is, again, better late than never. It is better that it is coming now, even though it is coming late, but at least it has come. We hope it will yield the required result. Now, like you ask, what is the way forward? The way forward still remains that the security agencies in Nigeria needed to be given the necessary equipment, training and retraining that require in banditry and guerrilla warfare. We need our members of security agencies to know how to fight banditry. You need to know how to fight guerrilla warfare and things like that. 1. 2, you need to increase the number of personnel in the security agencies for them to be able to handle the situation. 3rd, they needed the modern equipment, weaponry, to be able to fight this thing. And then at the community level, you need to assist the security agencies with a lot of credible intelligence that will help them to be able to achieve results in trying to carve out this insecurity. Now, talking about not giving them money, for them not to have weapons, as well as equipping the armed forces or the security agencies with all the necessary things that they require, and then increase in the number of personnel. We should also not forget that it is not only a Nigerian thing. It is something that other people from other African countries realize that Nigeria is a very big market for kidnapping. So they are also coming from their own countries to come to Nigeria and do the kidnapping. You realize that in most of these African countries, this kidnapping is not taking place as much as you expect it to be, since it is a business. But they realize Nigeria is a very big market for kidnapping, so they come into Nigeria and collaborate with some bad elements among Nigerians to perpetrate this act. So now, not giving them money can assist, but also these ones that are coming from outside Nigeria are coming with their own weapons. Their weapons is not in Nigeria, and it's not necessarily with the Nigerian money that they are getting, but it's a group that is regrouping themselves, and they know where they get these weapons and they bring them in. It will hurt you to know that some of the arrests that has been made in the recent past disclose that even much younger people are involved in this business of gun running. You know, you find young men, illiterate young men that don't even know their right from their left, but you hear them talking about the thousands of ammunitions that that is under their custody, and the number of weapons, AK-47 and the likes of them, that are in their custody. And you look at them critically as they are talking, and you begin to wonder, how do they get access to these very things? Now, if you look at them, then the people that are giving them, if they can give those small children, and these guys, the younger ones, have been running this, have been these gun runners for a very long time, and they've been succeeding, and you're only catching a few of them, then how many of them are there that are on the run, that are doing this gun running that you did not yet know? So it is a very critical situation, a very delicate and complex situation, I am telling you.
All right.